After uni is the first time that you're kind of like, oh shit. Hi, I'm Sinead Taylor, a freelance designer currently based in Northern Ireland, and I'm here today with Intern and Adobe to talk about my F word. So when I used to be going to uni and I'd be waiting at the bus stop, I would get people that would ask me like what I was doing, and then when I explained that I was doing graphic design, a lot of the time I was met with comments like, but will you get a job with that? That kind of made me feel like a failure, even though it wasn't anything to do with me, because other people within society had made this presumption that I wouldn't get employed, that creativity is just a hobby. When you're hearing it so many times, you do feel a sense of failure in a way. I'm at the start of my career, and it can be so easy to compare yourself to other people of your age or the people that are in your class at university. Now is the first time in my life where everyone your age is at different points of their life. So some people might be getting married, other people might be having babies, some people might be working, some people still might be in education, other people are working full time. It's the first time that you're kind of like, oh shit, this person's doing this, does that mean I have to do that? And I feel like you can feel failure in that. But I think because I graduated in the pandemic last year, in a way, on reflection, I think the pandemic probably postponed them societal feelings of failure, because most people that you studied with, most people were unemployed. They didn't know whether they were going to get a job in the industry that they had picked. It allowed us again for a short while to all be on the same level field. And I think it's only now when things are starting to open up again that them feelings of failure are actually coming flooding in again. Social media has had such a positive impact to me personally. If it wasn't for social media, to be blunt, I wouldn't be getting paid. I wouldn't have clients. I wouldn't have this freelance career, especially for someone like me. I live literally in the middle of nowhere. So social media has been so crucial for me, for my business and gaining that experience. But with every positive does come negativity, I guess. Social media is very good at skimming over the hard times or feelings, especially I think within the female freelance industry. There's a lot of girl boss, you need to burn out to succeed. You have to have your 10k months, get up at 6 o'clock, exercise, meditate. I think it started off to be positive and sometimes can be actually the complete opposite. I'm not always booked out. I don't have people constantly inquiring for my services. I'm not making 10k a month at all. And I always want to be so open about that. If I share, I've sent out some proposals this week, I also want to contrast that with, but this has taken me all day. But actually 2 of them got rejected and I've only taken on 1 project. That's the way most of the time it works. Just people aren't sharing it for whatever reason. And it is getting better. There are some accounts that I love on Instagram that are being more honest, are sharing their vulnerabilities with failure, because failure is a vulnerability, is something that we probably hold a lot of the time. So it is important, I think, if you're in a capacity and you feel comfortable to share your feelings. I would not have thought when I was in uni that when I graduated I'd be coming back home, I'd be working at home in the middle of nowhere on my own business. If I had graduated in a world where there wasn't a pandemic, I would have without a doubt went probably straight into agency or in-house. I wouldn't have had the guts to take on doing my own work. But it is also something that has probably been a blessing in a way. I was kind of forced to do it. If I didn't sit down and be like, I'm going to create my own business, then I literally wouldn't have had money coming in. The pandemic has forced me to kind of put failure at the back of my mind. Of course, it comes up throughout this kind of freelance journey that I'm going on, but the initial fear that might make you stop or not want to do it, I had to put that to the side. It was either do this, get on with it, or find something else. I think it's also important to acknowledge the feeling of me not having control with my failure. Ironically, creative careers and the industry is not diverse. I recently read something about how women kind of stop at mid-level. There's very few women that actually reach the top, the CEO or the creative director. Maybe if I do work really hard and push through all the barriers, I will get there. There are women that are doing that and it is getting better. But there is also that kind of despondency, I guess, of am I going to fail regardless because the industry is so messed up, so fucked up. And I think it's also important for me to acknowledge that if I am feeling them feelings as a white person, as a white woman, how hard it must be for other people, other Black women, Asian women, and other people of colour who are facing far more discriminatory behaviour towards them. And I do hope that the newer generation of creatives are able to kind of change things for that, and so you won't feel this feeling of am I going to fail and it's going to be out of my control. So that's my F word and my journey with dealing with failure. I just want people to hopefully get something out of this, mainly to relate to it and know that you're not the only person dealing with failure or feeling like you're an imposter. You can follow me if you want on Instagram at Sinead Taylor Design, where I post loads of things on there and hopefully be sharing more of my failures. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.